What it do? Salam alaikum, Mark.
Walaikum salam.
All right, for those that don't know, you know what I mean? If you don't know, man, this is my big homie right here, Antone White, man. He's the CEO and founder of the whole Our City DC movement. We're going to have to post some things about that. If you follow my movement, you follow the DC Blacks movement, you're well aware of Tone, you're well aware of the Our City situation. But today we want to bring some important matters to you because a lot of people do a lot of talking, but homie put his mouth where his, he put his work in where his mouth is. So pretty much his Our City movement is bringing some different things to the table. And a lot of people say they want to help the youth. You know, they want to stop violence, in my opinion, for just the right price. But this brother's trying to, man, do something so the youngsters can come to something that has some resources. So without talking too much about it, I want to ask you about the petition first. And I want to ask you about this thing I just posted for change.org. Can you explain this whole thing about the youth and the workforce?
Well, my aim before the petition was to bring something new upon the city because, you know, you got the child labor laws. So I'm sitting up there, I actually want to change the legislation to give these youngsters the opportunity to their future. Because since I've been home, since my reentry, I have studied more so the violent interrupted campaigns and programming. And don't get me wrong, it is conducive to a point, but it don't sit up there and give these young dudes some type of, you know, character, some type of structure, some type of, you know, ambition. You know, it's like you just asking them to put down the guns, but you're not training them to the future. So, you know, my Jobs for Youth campaign is to more so give them some type of structure. To inculcate a level of personal responsibility and accountability.
I noticed you said, man, some people was approach to some of this stuff is just to put down the guns. As I was reading over the whole thing that you had for the change.org to bring this this idea into fruition, it kind of caught me when you said something about put down the guns. In this situation, it's almost like, you know, you're saying whether, you know, put down the guns or whatever bad decision that you're making, and we're going to give you something in exchange. Is that correct?
Yeah, more so that's actually the gist. But you got to understand it's a high level of criminality in our community. And then when you ask for the high level of the criminality in our community, it's more so to a point of, you know, they destituted. There's no money circulating. And a lot of them don't have parents. So I always have a little concept of when I sit up there and have an ideal talk with people, I say, how can we blame a young guy who's naked? If you see a backyard with a clothesline with clothes, he's going to want to sit up there and intrude and grab them clothes to make sure that he clothed his nakedness.
Yeah.
So more so to a point, you got to sit up there. A lady might sit up there and put her pie on the windshield. So if this young guy that's out there is hungry, he actually going to sit up there and steal that pie.
Yeah.
So what we have to do as a structure of the city, because like I always do with my Our City movement, is our city, our people, our problem, our solution, our responsibility. So that's why I'm calling forth the responsibility of the city, because it's like we all know what the problem is, but we never come together for solutions. So, you know, I'm coming for a solution for Jobs for Youth under 16, because actually you pushing, the city is pushing them into the crime rate. You know, you got to look at it at a high level, like now from the auto theft, you know, my whole concept from the auto theft game. You know, you got a lot of these youth right now, they playing that game in reality. You know, they call it a free ride.
In real life, right.
But you got to understand, yeah, it's like the city is not putting no program and no laboring. Because I talked to a few councilmen, you know, I talked to a few advocates, but they don't want to sit up there and change this. You see what I'm saying? No, why? Because, you know, you look at, it seems like a lot of these politicians is actually endorsing the criminality, because you look at the whole criminality aspect of things, this will try to help them become whatever they politicking for. But I'm asking them as Washingtonians, you know, for a responsibility that let's start a job programming. You know, it could be an aftercare for after school. You know, one of the criteria is they got to be in school. But at the same token, I want this program so it could sit up there and give them some type of drive, you know, and some type of initiative to put some money in their pocket the right way.
Yeah, I like that. Also, let me ask you this just for anybody that's looking, because like now, the Our City movement, the DC Black movement, and a lot of these movements that we are participating in is grabbing the eyes and the attention of people outside of DC. So anyone that's watching, how can they support or how could they participate in this initiative? But also, that's a two-pronged question, because I would also like to know, how can the District of Columbia support this more importantly?
Well, it's like, for real, like, excuse my language, get off your ass. It's about do or don't. You know, we can't keep talking about it and actually now once a murder happened or once some type of hardship come, now we want to get together. This was the parents as well, because for one, the petition is being slow rolled. People is not actually signing this petition. I see a way that, you know, when I look on it, I see many people checked it out. A lot of people perused the whole contents of the letters, but people is not putting their signature on it. You know, because for one, they don't want the responsibility. It's like, I don't believe that this city want change.
Right.
Because there's no way in the world you get a rash of 500 to 600 people who peruse the whole content, read over the letter, because I know that's what they did, but it's no signature.
Right.
There's
No,
no way in the world that this signature shouldn't be
right.
in a rapid pace.
So what I'm gonna do is,
Because it's not,
my fault. Go ahead. No, finish.
yeah, because it's not changing. It's not changing the aspect of, you know, we got to want this as well. You know, I'm just a singular person. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, it's like my hardship hung me to understand the facts of what was missing with me.
Right. I
You know,
got
I come out here and everybody talks to, you know, that's why I'm real big on character. Because once you have a level of character, your mindset change. You don't want certain directions or certain frivolous little mishaps.
I got
You
you.
know, and the mess and for real, the height of it, when crime, when there's programming, when income is involved, guess what? It's a high rate. It's a high rate more so of crime, the reduce of crime, special violence.